All right, hello everybody for what is surely the weirdest live marketing audit of the year, possibly longer. Well, coming at you live from Hawaii with the pirate patch on, and we got some really good submissions for today. I'm really looking forward to diving into some of the marketing, going over some of the ideas and strategies, and hopefully help provide you with some valuable advice and actionable strategies that you're going to be able to take away and deploy. Before we do have a couple really quick housekeeping things to take care of. Number one, we're going to reference this eye patch like once. If other questions come up, I'm just going to point people towards Instagram. Long story short, got a surfboard in the face, multiple surgeries. It's still a little bit like a horror film under there, so we're going to keep the eye patch on. Nobody needs to see that. It's a family show. But it looks like we're going to make a full recovery. So thank you to all of the medical team here, all of the surgeons, and everybody that took care of me when I was beat to death. And life goes on, and business goes on. So with all of that said, that's housekeeping point number one. Housekeeping point number two. Thank you to everybody who submitted requests for having their marketing audited. I had my assistant take a real quick look through things at first, and then I went over some of them after just to try to narrow it down a little bit, because there was tons and tons of submissions, way too many that we could ever get through. So my intention here is to go through it as quickly as possible, making sure that I'm able to give you like the most actionable, practical advice in a shortest amount of time possible. And with that said, there was this recurring theme that took place basically across all of the submissions. Every single submission that I got could benefit from the same piece of advice. So I'm going to get in there and we're going to get personal, and I'll give you the custom feedback in a minute. But I think it's incredibly important to go over like the basics of what I want to cover first, because if you follow these, like I'd say 99%, 95% of your questions are going to be answered and solved. And then of course we can get into the specifics from there. But let me see how to do it. So squeaky chairs. So we're gonna have a bit of a scene in that, like, this is my bad eye, and I'm gonna have to squint here. So we're gonna get through this together. But I do want to share this first, which is here. And what I want you to look at right now is just this part here. So why don't we zoom in on just that, the marketing master plan. See what ended up happening with the vast majority of people and of businesses that were submitted, were that they were almost all lacking sort of this fundamental marketing strategy, which meant that there was a whole lot of stuff, trying to do a whole lot of things for a whole lot of different people. The questions were almost always very similar. How do I get more sales? How do I get more customers? How do I get more traffic, more engagement, more attention? And the root, the solution to almost all of that comes down to pre-recorded. Give me a break. It's not pre-recorded, it's live, dude. I'll be banning people for saying such blasphemy things. The root of it all comes down to, you've got to make sure that everything is in alignment. So the business model that you're choosing, we're going to provide one offer. You've got one clear target market. You've got one singular message or USP. You're focusing on one media source. You're following one funnel. If you're trying to do all of the things for all the people, like you're going to end up washed out and generic and random, and it ain't going to work. So with that said, let's dive in. I'm going to start with this one here, and I'm going to see if I can do this right. So the main question here for our first contestant is, I feel like I've been struggling with my messaging. I would like feedback and suggestions on improvement. Well, I wonder if I can add my own picture here. Let me just see. Camera, picture in picture, video monitor. We'll figure that out later. Okay, so back to the question. It was, feel like I've been struggling with my messaging, feedback on improvement. So yeah, this is going to be a common theme again amongst everybody. Everybody's messaging was looking for some help and assistance. With this one, I don't think it's terrible. Never lose a lead again. Lux's AI automations handle all so you don't have to. It's good, but we'll get rid of the pop-up. I don't mind pop-ups. But the problem is going to be that we're just not clear on who this is for, or what we do, or what our specialty is. So we build or update your website so it's working the hardest to bring in valuable clients. So to me, I want to focus on one key aspect of what it is that you do. So yes, we have AI, we have automations, we have all those things, you and everybody else, right? So what is it? Like with the brand being Lux Marketing, are we focusing on luxury brands, premium brands? If that's the case, we need to say it and we need to like make it very clear. Obviously, our brand name is working in alignment with that already, but like we're suffering right now from like the shotgun approach of marketing where we're doing all of these things, right? All of these things. We're offering, here, let me go back to it. We're offering websites, we're doing automated onboarding, we're doing review management. I mean, these are all good. And like, these are the high level things that I'd like to see you offering. The problem is, I don't know who it's for or why they should care. And going back to the niche. So actually, let's come over here. This is what I want you to focus on, this marketing master plan. And I want to quickly highlight this rule of one. So if you're looking for a shortcut to success, this is going to be it. And this will get you to 7 figures, easily, multi-7 figures. You need to have one offer. So like, what is the one main thing that you do? You could say AI and automations, but like, can we be more specific? Next, the target market. Who is the one main target market that you offer? Luxury brands might even be a little bit too broad, but like, we got to focus in on there. What is your one main unique selling proposition? What is the one channel that you're going to market on? Could be cold email, could be inbound marketing through Instagram content, whatever it is. And then like, what is your main funnel, your one funnel? So it's like, are we going to go from ad to chatbot to book an appointment to have a sales call? Are we going to go through content to application form to sales call? Are we going to have them buy right online? Whatever it is. The other thing that you can do is this message. Everybody that's watching this, especially everybody that submitted a request for an audit, needs to memorize this and like live and die by it. We help X do Y so they can Z without W. So it's like we help luxury brands automate client acquisition so they can make more sales without looking salesy or jeopardizing their brand or anything like that. By the way, this is all of the pains and problems that we have to be very clear on as well with what they're going to do. So yeah, I mean, for you here, we've just got to, I don't want to say like go back to the drawing board and rewrite everything, because like there's a lot of really good content in here, but it's just not specific other than here, right? Professional service businesses. So like we should lead with that. Professional service businesses, never lose a lead again, or convert more leads or whatever it is. Again, a lot of this, if not all of it, really comes down to understanding the target market that you're going after and like what are their, I call them miracles and miseries. So their miracles are their like wants and goals and dreams, aspirations, and their miseries are all of their pains and fears and problems and frustrations. And your job, your business's marketing message is to like, how do we help them bridge the gap away from all of the bad places towards all the good places? All right, moving on. Next, we've got Zebdil, who does marketing services for healthcare clinics. And there's some email stuff in there as well, but we're just going to take a look at the website for now. Let me share my screen. And actually, let me go back. What was the main question? For website, is the offer clear? Should I niche down? Which again, this is going to be a recurring theme. So my view is that we should almost always niche down more than you are right now. If the business is doing less than, I don't know, let's say 20 grand a month, especially an agency. If the agency is doing less than 20, 30, maybe even 50 grand a month, like, yeah, you have to niche down for sure, 100%. Like I can say that definitively. If you're doing already like $1 million plus, yeah, you're probably okay with where you're at. But like under 20 to 50 grand a month, yeah, we have to niche down. So digital marketing for healthcare practices. Then we're listing physical therapists, chiropractors, orthodontists, dentists. Pick one. Pick one. I don't have a preference. They're all fine. I mean, chiropractors and dentists are probably the most heavily marketed to. So I might avoid them. I might play around with like orthodontists. Even with orthodontists, I might play around with like cosmetic orthodontists or something even more niched than that, of which there's still a ton. Get more appointments. I like this. I would start using words like patients here. Get more appointments with qualified patients. I'm glad that you're using patients at least. Another important message for anybody, you've got to make sure that you're using the right language for your people. So if you're selling like gym services, they call them members. If you're selling it for like a college, they call them students. If you're selling it for a store, they call them customers. If you sell it for professionals, they call them clients. If you sell it for medical, they call them patients. So everybody has like a different name that they use for the people that they're trying to attract. So your messaging there is on point. Get more appointments, I like, but can we be more specific? get double the appointments, get 30 to 50 qualified appointments per month. What is it that we can like really dial that in? Save your spot on our calendar. That's not a very appealing call to action. Request a local competitor research audit 100% free. I might put that, like that's the thing. Get a free local competitor audit or free competition analysis. I mean, they don't want to save their spot on your calendar. They don't want to talk to you. Again, no offense here. This all sounds rough when we're talking about it. I also got to talk fast because we got some. But like nobody wants to talk to you. They don't want to talk to me either. They just want the result and they want the feedback. So like book a spot on my calendar or have a call. Nobody wants that. So get the free thing, get this thing for free. That's valuable. They'll book that. And then of course you can work them through the funnel. I like this term, trifecta benefits. I like that. Time is their most valuable asset, by the way, more than money for busy healthcare professionals. Empty clinic is good. Healthcare, sea of healthcare options, healthcare marketing options, afraid of outdated marketing. Those are all good. This is all good. I think the one thing that we're missing is some kind of like social proof or testimonials or client results or anything about you or the business. It just seems like it's not, hang on, how do I put this well? We basically have two paths that we can take here. We can either go the super personal path where we just like plaster your face and testimonials and all of that all over the page. Or we can take the like ridiculously guaranteed offer-driven path where we take the offer that you have and we make it 10 times stronger, and then who you are is less important than the crazy offer that you're making. Overall, I think good, but I think niching down here is going to be massive. All right, we're on a roll. Let's keep going. All right, Sally, immigration law firm that provides legal services to individuals, businesses. Big question is, what are the best strategies to optimize social media content for higher engagement conversions, specifically for an immigration law firm? How can we effectively drive more traffic and leads from social media to our website, consultation, bookings? Okay, so let's look at YouTube then, because the information will apply equally to all other platforms. Let me just make sure I've got the question right. Basically, how do we optimize our social media content for an immigration law firm? How do we get more traffic, leads, etc.? Okay, let me share my screen. So the way that you actually, that's the right page. The way that you get more traffic, we got to come back to this one again. My master plan. I'm glad I wrote this. This was the one thing I was able to do this morning before our live here. The way that you optimize and you get more traffic is you focus here on this marketing master plan. Model, market, message, media, machine. So number one is the model. So what is it that you're selling? What is the offer that you're making? What is the highest margin main thing that you want to sell? So again, if we kind of share, these line up a little bit, by the way. The like model and offer, market, target market, the rule of one. They apply equally. So it's like, what's the one offer we want to make? Next, who's the target market? Pick one, right? Like who's the main target market? Are we focusing on this kind of person or that kind of person or people that are immigrating from this kind of country or whatever it is? 80-20 analysis here, Pareto's principle. We're going to want to find the people that have the most in common. Next, message, unique selling proposition. What is the one message that you want to communicate to them? And then of course we can choose media and channel, which looks like we're already on YouTube, which is good. You've got a lot of videos. For me, I'd be going with like a pretty heavy search-based strategy. So I would be looking at what people are asking when they want to immigrate to the US, and then creating content around that. So if we're looking at popular ones, it's like 5 common marriage-based green card problems. So it's like, if I had to guess, some of the questions that I'd probably want to start creating content around would be like really high-level generic ones, like how do I get a green card? Can I get a green card by being married? Or other questions around the green card one, which is clearly the most popular video. Next, understanding interview process for marriage-based green card. Yeah, there's a theme here. K1, fiance visa, perm labor certification, 6 visas that allow your spouse to work in the US, how to bring your fiance to the United States. Again, I would be going and just doing like some basic old school market research into what are the most popular search terms and then creating content that specifically answers that. If you create content that your target market wants to see, you will get more engagement and views. So that's like the very top of it. From there, we can talk about the specifics and like how to like attention hack the algorithm and how to optimize retention and viewing and stuff like that. But that's almost irrelevant. Like everything starts with the idea and the concept that you're building the content around. And if you get that right, like you can mess up everything else and it's still going to perform well. But if you get it wrong, then all of the pretty fixes and polish and all that, they're not going to make a lick of difference. So for me, yeah, it's a heavy content play around what I want to do, the kind of people that I want to attract. And it looks like a lot of it is around like marriage green card. Let me just type in like marriage green card. So if I type that in, marriage green card, into YouTube, I should share my screen again here, one sec. 120K views. The real timeline for a marriage green card, 2025 update, is like you need to make this video. Okay, so that's step one, make that video. Next, make this video, marriage-based green cards 2025. I mean, this video is 15 minutes, which means you could probably create like a 30-minute video on it that just dominates this one and shows everything you would ever want to know. Same with this one, right? Like that's 4 minutes. You can make a 10-minute video, a 20-minute video. How do I get a marriage-based green card? All of these, like hacking immigration. I'd be looking at all of these people's videos. Videos. Popular. Keep in mind, like if some of them are 8 years old or 9 years old, we're not going to want to make them as much. What happens after I sue the government for my immigration delay? That's fascinating. I might not make that one, but I'd ignore the 5-year-old videos, but 2 years probably, 8 years, forget it. Yeah, a lot of these, but look at this one, 1 year old. H-1B visa or work-based green card, which is easier? Like you need to make that video. Here, 11 months ago, I'd copy this more. Oh, look at all these, fantastic. Green card versus citizenship, what's better under Trump? That's a good video. Make that video. All right. By the way, you don't just have to make that video for YouTube, like that becomes a LinkedIn post, it becomes an Instagram post. Again, you just want to go where your people are. Follow them there. Okay, moving along. Next, we got Ron. Let me close some tabs. And Ron's question is, how can I optimize this website to draw in more clients? And it's a travel advisor selling flights, cruise, hotels, packages, airport transfers. Clients have been corporate travelers and luxury travelers. All right, cool. So this will be interesting. So your great travel adventure starts here. Transform your travel dreams into memorable real-life experiences. So Ron, and for everybody here, I'm just going to be brutally honest, just in the sake of time, but it's like, this is just really, really generic, right? Like we could put that on any single travel website ever, and it's going to work. Beyond the borders of your mind, like this is better, right? Like I might even put that at the top, because at least now we're talking about luxury travel experiences. Specializing in you and yours. See, again, that's like, it's just, specializing in you and yours is generic. Like how specifically do you do it? And you mentioned it even here, right? Like you said, my clients have been corporate travelers, luxury travelers. So it's like, that's the language that needs to appear here. Custom designed trips. Again, I don't think we have to keep saying this, right? Like it's very, I know it's corporate, but like we're very corporate-y. All here. I might have some sample packages of like your top one. In fact, actually, I've done, now that I think about it, I've actually done a lot of travel marketing consulting. And one of the biggest things that we do is put the top packages at the top so people can get an understanding of like what it is. So it's like, I don't know, 10-day all-inclusive South African safari, including meet and greet with the lions and pet a giraffe. I'm not sure if you're allowed to do these things, but stick with me. Or luxury yacht rental around the Mediterranean. Stop in Nice and Cannes and the Cannes Film Festival and get VIP backstage tickets and do all this. Like what is this going to do? What does this look like? But I need specificity because yeah, right now, like if I come here, I just see no real reason to do anything. Who is it? Oh, so like the best travel experience of my life was probably with a company called Tours and Tables. And I want to find their website so I can put it in. I think it's just toursandtables.com. Tours and Tables Rome. Tours and Tables. Yeah, Tours and Tables Rome. I found it. It was toursandtables.com. And can I put this in the chat? Probably. I can share my screen too. And this was like, man, it was just like the most amazing travel experience ever. But like you can see here, we've got a couple different options for like what things look like and what they do and what's included and how it works. I gave them a video testimonial, actually. It was like mind-blowingly amazing. Anybody's going to Rome, please call these people. It was literally everywhere I've traveled, just like the best experience ever. So yeah, specificity. So they focus on Rome. I might just pick a spot to focus on, or pick like the kind of people that I serve and like really dial in there. Again, remember, the theme for today, I think for everybody, is like we've just got to niche down more. Like all of the messaging that I've looked at is just so broad and generic that like it could be equally appealing to me and my wife and my mom and my buddy and people that don't want to travel. Like it's just not specific, which means that like if we're doing less than $1 million a year, we got to dial it in. Okay. Next we've got Emily. What content should I be posting? Okay, let's share our screen here. Okay, so what kind of content should I be posting? Well, let's take a look at how it's doing for starters. So sharing how you can make a little extra money. That's not bad. Emily, UK side hustles. I'd be like, could we be more specific? Like sharing how to make a little extra money from home in the UK or something like that. Because again, I think your opportunity here, like we can always branch out later, but for now at least we can niche down. And seeing as like everything's in pounds and this is all in pounds, like I want that UK market for you. Like I want everyone there. That you should be the person to go. Then let's see how we're doing. So we've got 2,000 followers and we're getting 4,000 views. So you're actually posting the right stuff. And the reason I know that is because your view count is higher. Let me make sure I'm sharing my screen. I am good. Your view count is higher than your subscribers or your followers. So if you had 2,000 subscribers and you were getting like 200 views per reel, like we'd want to switch it up. The other thing that I would say is like, let's just look back through here and find your most popular ones, which looks like they're picking up steam. So you're getting better. This is wicked. How I side hustled 112, 92 pounds last week. The 6 side hustles that paid me 112. I mean, I'd make more versions of this video. That's basically what I would do. I'd find a way to like take this video and make 3 more versions of it and post it. I'd also find, what's my next one? How I side hustled, how I side hustled. Yeah, these are good. How I side hustled. There's a theme here, right? Make those ones more. And then find the ones that don't perform as well, and we don't make those as much. The next thing you want to do is you want to look for trends between like let's take your how I side hustled videos and let's take your 5 or 10 best how I side hustle videos and let's take your 5 or 10 worst how I side hustle videos. Compare, because you want to compare formats against formats. You don't want to compare like how I side hustled against like day in the life or something like that because it's a completely different format. Oh man, I keep raising my eyebrow, keep sending needle pains into my face. Try and stay calm, Adam, stay calm. You want to compare format to format because then you're going to be able to look for themes and trends among them. So it's like, was one of them really casual? Was one of them outside? Was one of them better lit? Did one of them have different pacing or different captions? But then keep making those, honestly. The other thing you can do is look at competitors in different markets. So the USA or Canada or Australia, similar people, and then just make your version of that for like the UK. And I think you're on the right track. And then, okay, final point, just because I like this kind of stuff. Final point, double or triple your output. So it's like right now, if you posted this last one 2 days ago, and you posted this one 1 week ago, so it's like you should be doing a reel a day. Yep, a reel a day. Especially while you're getting this kind of traction and the algorithm looks to be pushing it. So a reel a day. Ideally, if it was a perfect world, I'd have you doing 2 or 3 a day. The other thing is make sure to also post these on TikTok. Same thing, just drop them on TikTok. All right. Where are we at? We've got, do I need to see this one? I'm not sure if I did this one yet. Okay, that one I think we're gonna have to miss because I don't understand. I think we haven't done this one. Oh yeah, this one was interesting. Okay, from Michael, a marketplace for car washes. And the question is, I want to make my content organically drive traffic, but I started posting late and the app launch is approaching. How should I approach more car wash owners in this limited time? All right, so let me share my screen. So basically, organic content is almost always one of my favorite ways to get traffic because it's free and it's neat and it's fun, but it is also very slow and you don't control the algorithm. And Facebook organic traffic is like not my favorite way to do it at all. So you, my friend, are probably going to use ads. That's really it. You're going to be able to target people based on their location, based on their interests. I don't know if there's going to be like, there probably won't be a category of like people that own car washes, but like you can at least put stuff out there and get people to start installing the app. So that's step one. Step number two, which is like the pressure cooker thing, like if you got to make sales and you got to make them now, is cold call or cold email, because you're going to be able to find a list of car wash owners or like a list of all the car washes in different cities, states, countries, provinces, whatever you want, and then you can just reach out to them directly and make them an irresistible offer. So anytime that I have to make money or sales or clients fast, that is pretty much always what I do. Always. Cold call, cold email, cold DM, start reaching out to people as much as possible with the offer that I have. And as far as organic content moving forward, I don't love Facebook. It's probably one of my least favorite for organic content, just because, like, let's see, how much reach are we getting? Like, none, zero, right? So like it's pointless. There's no point. In fact, let me just come back here just to really drive this point home. Not to single you out there, my friend, but like if you're posting content like this, which is not bad content, again, I'd remove some of the branding and some of all this, but like you're getting 0 likes, right? Like 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 2. Like we gotta quit. Don't keep doing this. It is not working. I'm all for being resilient and like trying different things, but don't keep posting the same kind of content and expecting the algorithm to all of a sudden start sharing it with people. So we're gonna have to run some ads behind that or pick a new platform or find something else different for it. Okie dokie. How we doing? Oh, we're still good. All right. Yeah, I have like a strict hour because then, believe it or not, this eye starts hurting really bad because this one keeps blinking, which means this one's blinking. Which every time I blink, it feels like getting another needle in the eye. Okay, this one, for one of my, not my favorite kind of businesses, but it's important to talk about. So we're gonna talk a bit about drop shipping. This is for Johanna. Sell home accessories, pet stuff, and a little bit more. And the question is, how do I start getting more customers? So the way that we get more customers is we come back here and we get crystal clear on this, right? What is the business model that I have? It can't be selling all the things to all the people, which is what we're doing. Like we're selling toothbrush sterilizers, hair curlers, pet stuff. It's just way too random. We're trying to be Amazon, and we're never going to beat Amazon. Next, who's the target market that I want to go after? Like ideally, we would pick one. So I'd pick your highest selling product and basically build my store around that. Actually, that's pretty much what we always do. Next, what's the message? Well, all of this is irrelevant until we figure this out, because there's no point creating messages until we start getting really specific on who it is that we're doing stuff for. So yeah, that's what I do here. I pick something and I build my business around that. But trying to do all the things for all the people is overwhelming, exhausting, impossible. Like just impossible, because you're trying to beat Amazon, and that's what they do. So focus. All right. Next, we got Phil. Oh, good. Yeah, that's right. I was excited. I took the questions a bit backwards order because Phil, very similar, e-com, but we're specific now. So selling football gifts, football fans, those buying gifts for them. Site was getting visitors and sales, but now not getting many visitors, virtually no sales, has been flagged for misrepresentation by Google Merchant Center. No idea, it's frustrating, they won't give any specifics. Yeah, that sucks, that's the social media platforms. It's designed a similar way to my other website that's been generating sales for years. Wondered if you could give any insights. So let's look at it here. So good news, bad news. I wonder if I can share, hang on, picture in picture. Show picture in picture. Oh, there we go. That's much better. Way more personal. Now we can chat. So the good news, bad news. The bad news is that I'm never going to be able to know what Google is thinking or what they're doing. For the record, I wonder if I have my phone here. I've got a TikTok warning or something like that. My account warning. So I'm about to be banned on TikTok for no idea why. They wrote and they said it's because of like fake engagement. So basically they're like, hey, stop buying or make sure that no one's buying views. And of course we're not doing that, but it doesn't matter. YouTube took away monetization like 2 years ago just because they were like, I think it was something similar. Google, I've had pages removed. Like again, we just have no control of these algorithms or what they do. So that's the bad news. The good news is there's things that we can do. Obviously you have another site like you mentioned, so that's good. As far as this site goes, we can't fix the traffic thing without like seriously deep diving into why or what, so I won't pretend that we're gonna be able to do that on this one, but I can offer some ideas on like if we can't get the traffic back, what to do. And I think the things that I love here are that you're leading with the football teams. Because like obviously if you want to get someone a gift, you don't just want to get them a generic football jersey. It's like you want it from Arsenal or Manchester City or Liverpool or whatever it is. So that to me is really good. The other thing that I might do is show like whatever my top performing piece of kit was. Like I don't know what it is. Let's say it's a towel. So it's like I might put the towel here as well, or like show the top bestseller or something to indicate like what people are buying. One of the best things that we can do for people, not just in e-com, but in like marketing in general, is just show them what other people are buying and what the best sellers are. Because a lot of times, like if someone's coming for, I don't know, say they're buying a thing for their dad who likes Arsenal, they don't know what to do. They don't know what to get. Like, should I get them a towel? Should I get them a mug, a stress ball? So if you can show them like bestseller, this is a bestseller, get this thing instead, that'll go a long way. All right. Next, we've got Olivia. And Olivia, your question is how to get good SEO. Great question. Complicated question. So here's the thing that we're trying to do. Culture and heritage museums. Looks like a lot of really cool stuff. Oh, I looked through this last night. That's right. Harry Potter Science Saturday. Yeah, my kids, I was telling them about that. Like, could we go? I was like, we are a long way away from that. But how do you get good SEO? So I don't think we need to look at the site for me to fill you in on that one. To get good SEO is a combination of a couple different things. The first of which is that we need to be really specific and clear around the keywords and the terms that we're trying to rank for. So we could rank for and like start showing up on searches for terms that no one's looking for that would do us no good. Like, I don't know, right now it's culture and heritage museum. Like, do people type that or do they type museum city name or museums near me or something like that? Because those are the terms that we want to rank for. So again, just a little bit of research into like what people are actually looking for. You can look up search traffic and things like that. Once that's done, then there's two other things that we want to do. The first of which is on-page optimization. So on-page optimization has to do with making sure that our keywords are in the right places. So they're in the URL, the website address, they're in the titles, they're in the headings, they're in the body copy, there are pictures that are tagged with alt tags, there's captions, there's basically just a lot of information showing the search engines like this is what this website is about. And more specifically, this is what this page on the website is about. And this is what this page on the website is about. Because we typically rank web pages, not websites in general. So like if you go to Google and you type in something, you're not going to see like a web site and all the pages rank. You'll see like a page on that site. Typically it's the homepage. Okay, so that's step number one. Step number two is authoritative backlinks. Now you've already got something huge going for you in that it looks like a nonprofit.org domain which means like we should be able to get backlinks from government institutions, from colleges, from chambers of commerce, from like big important sites that carry a lot of weight. So getting those backlinks pointing towards your site is going to like skyrocket your SEO. That's probably even the first place I'd start, is making sure that I was listed on like every tourism area, every tourism website, every government facility, anything that had to do with like your city or state or whatever, to like make sure you're listed there. If there's a list of national directories of top museums and things, make sure that you're on there with a backlink going ideally just to the homepage of it. But that will go a very, very long way. All right, Rodrigo. This one is in Spanish. One sec, but luckily we have Google Translate here, so. All right, if possible, love to receive your feedback on the layout of the landing page. Please get well soon. Thank you for your time. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, I feel like I'm already doing a lot better. Still, what's the word for pain? I forgot the word for pain. Mucho pain. Let's see if I can share my screen. Oh, Google Translate's not coming up. Hang on. Can it do this? Maybe it's because I did this before. Oh, it's not going to do it. That's okay. So we can look at the layout. This actually might be easier if we're just interested in the layout and not the copy on it. So fun fact, most people don't watch videos. So I like that you have it. I think that's great. I would draw more attention to it. This is probably not a very compelling thumbnail to get someone to click, whereas that would be. Like if you can have that. Can we get our smiling? Any smiling? No smiling. It'd be great if it was like a smile to start, but like regardless, even if we started there and we put the play button in the middle, that would be really good, because then it's just going to be more compelling for someone to want to click and watch. This part's fine. I like having those. I mean, overall, when I was looking at the page the other day, I liked it. Oh, I wanted to change this. Maybe this is just a language things. Lo que dicen tres de nuestros clientes. This was like, I think this translates directly to like, here's what 3 of our clients say, or something like that. I don't like that as much because it sounds like we're being, even though we are, but it sounds like we're being very selective of like just those 3 clients. What I'd rather say is like, here's what our clients say, or what some of our clients say. Like, let's get rid of this tres and just say, what's some? Algo? Maybe? Anyway, this part's fine, that part's good, that's good. I think again though, what we need is like why this call to action and why it's important. Like what are they getting to book this thing? So again, if we come back, let me just come back to my pirate face here. If we come back to like thinking about marketing and we think about the steps that someone has to take, right? From like one side to the other, what often ends up happening is people try to go from like, I want to go from click to sale. And they forget about all these steps in between, where the goal of marketing is like each step is to get them to take the next step, then the next, then the next, then the next. And any time that we try to jump steps is when we start losing people. So it's like, click a button and book a call now. It's probably too much. Whereas like click this button to learn more. And then on the learn more page, you'll be like, here's how this works. And by the way, would you like to get a complimentary something? And then they'll click that and they say, hey, by the way, if you're interested in the complimentary thing, you might also like this other thing. And then they click that. So again, we're always trying to make that as short as possible, but we can't skip steps. Like we can't just go from like click to buy unless we're selling something for $5. And then we've got issues with our business model. But that's another story for another day. Okay. Right on. Let's go to Jill. All right. Is anybody here, by the way, in the chat that I'm answering these questions for? Or are you guys just going to check in later? It'd be interesting to see if there's actually, if someone made it live to the call. I should have checked that first. Could have answered these in order, but okay, so this is for retirement planning, social security planning to people who are getting ready to retire or in early planning stages. And the question is, what could we do to improve conversions? Right on. So, what can we do to improve conversions? I'm going to treat this like a bit of a rhetorical question / teaching opportunity here, because if you want to improve conversions, this is the number one place to start. We got to get crystal clear. We have to get specific. So what is the model? Meaning, what is the main offer that we're trying to sell? Who's the target market? We have to be selective and specific. So people who are thinking of retiring, is it typically more men or more women? Are they typically between the ages of 60 and 65 or 55 and 65? Or like how specific can we get? Do they live on the East Coast or the West Coast? Do they live in Canada or the States? Do they live here or there, or whatever it was? Are they here, are they there? Like whatever it is. Once that's done, then we can figure out the message. And once we have the message, then we can start addressing it's like, okay, well, what are their biggest fears and pains and problems and frustrations around retirement? Like, will I have enough? Can I actually retire? Can I do this? And then, of course, what's their dream outcome? It's like how to retire with money in the bank and passing down legacy, generational wealth to your children and their children, blah, 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 like whatever it is. But like we've always got to go in this order. And the second that we don't is the second that we just blow all of our conversions up. Like nothing ever works. So we're up to date on retirement income strategies. Are you? I like it. I just wouldn't lead with it. I think it's strong. I think it's really strong. But like there was a line that I saw here before that I liked more. Where was it? Specialize in tailored financial strategies to help you navigate Social Security, Medicare, retirement planning, health insurance, secure peace of mind. Oh yeah, there was a couple things. So first of all, I love that you give to the food bank. I think that's phenomenal. I wouldn't lead with it. Or like even have it here. Like that to me comes kind of way down here. The workshops is interesting if the workshops are how you get clients. So again, we got to come back to this. Like let's come back to media and machine. Like what does your funnel look like? Is the primary way that you get clients through workshops? Because if it is, then all roads lead to the workshop, right? Like I don't want them on my email list. I don't want them clicking around. I don't want them reading my about page. I want them to sign up for a gosh darn workshop. That's it. On the other hand, if they don't sign up for workshops and they don't convert at all, I want it off the page. So again, it's like, just think back to that analogy that I gave just a minute ago. It's like each step leads to the next one. We have to line up the steps that people actually take when they convert. And we've got to figure out what that looks like. And if it's through workshops, good, we'll lead with that. If it's through a call, we lead through that. If it's through this, we lead through whatever it is, but we've got to be specific. Protect your future. Again, like this website and this messaging, just like most of them, is just really generic. So I could take this and I could put this on any single other financial advisor, retirement specialist's website. I'm not suggesting you have to get ridiculously specific, but the more the better, and like the easier it's going to be. So let's go to the about. I think this was here. Right. So here's a fun fact about pages. So the home page is typically the most looked at page on a site. The About Us page is the second most looked at page on a site. And the About Us page is not about us. It's about them. Always. Nothing is about us, ever. Marketing is the least selfish activity you will ever do in your life. Everything is about your prospect, your customer, your reader, how it benefits them, what's in it for them, all of that stuff. And this one's good because like we need to maybe provide a little bit of stuff about how this is important, but like too much about it. Like how is this going to help them? Cool. So how do you make it convert better? We figure out what's the one thing they want to do. Book appointment, by the way. There we go. This is interesting. At least we know. We probably want them to book an appointment if it's like anything else that I've ever done in the financial space. But I'd want to call it like a clarity call or finance security call or a retirement preparation call or retirement strategy call. Like book your free retirement strategy call, something like that. And then all roads are going to lead to that one. And the reason is like we've got to pick that one main conversion mechanism. And it's probably going to be a call. And then we'll just drive everything there. And what we're doing is we're selling the call. We're not selling the services. We're just selling the value of getting on a call. Complimentary 15 to 30 minute call, get your questions answered, plot out a path, etc., etc. But that would be a good start. Suzanne, wonderful. Glad you could be here. That's fantastic. Okay, let's see. How we doing? We're still good. I think I've got a bit more. Unfortunately, I'm gonna run out of time before I have a chance to get to everyone, but we might be able to do this later as well because I'm still not able to go home. So I've got to stay here for a while until everything heals up well enough, and I got to get back to the surgeon. So let's look at, this one is Alex Montoya, B2B, B2C, full service agency offering done-for-you marketing services, AI suite, CRM. Number one question, really struggling to convert. Main method of outreach is cold call, email. Okay, we're gonna try to fix this for you right now. So, couple things that I really like and I think are super cool. This is called, like, again, we probably don't have time for me to be so complimentary. I got to get right to the meat of the stuff. But like, what is that called? Like, I think it's a rude term, but like a crap sandwich, where you deliver something good, then the bad stuff, then something good again. So it's like, here's what I like, but here's where you're going wrong. But here's also something good. So things that I do like that are not important, sadly, but I actually really like the logo. I think it's really cool. That said, logos just don't matter. So it's cool, but you're never going to get a client with a cool logo. It's just not how it works. Awaken your marketing, I think, is cute and creative, but again, we don't get clients with cute. So we got to be clear. Clarity over creativity. Clear over cute, whatever you want to say. Unlock the power of strategic marketing business solutions, the customized holistic approach that enhances brand visibility and engagement. Again, super buzzwordy, jargony filled stuff. So let's come back here for a second. We help X do Y so they can Z without W. Like, for lack of a better offer, or if anybody's looking at this and trying to figure out what to say and how to do it, start here. It's like, we help plumbers get 30 to 40 new leads a month so they can keep their business fully booked without relying on Yellow Pages phone book marketing or something like that. Like, that's it. That's the secret. And then once you have that done, then you can start to like massage the edges. But like, man, I've seen just so much of this. Basically everybody that's sent in. By the way, if I don't answer your question, it's because there's enough overlap in a lot of these examples that you'll be able to take from it. Like, I just saw so many, for example, marketing agencies were probably the biggest. Actually, how's that for funny? It's kind of like the cobbler's son having no shoes, like the shoemaker's kids never having shoes. So marketing agencies, we are probably the worst for, like, we just never do what we're supposed to do. We're really good with clients and we give them all the good stuff, but we're just terrible with our own marketing. And literally every single marketing agency that got sent in had the exact same thing. They were doing all of the things for all of the people. So it's like, we do SEO and web design and AI and automations and lead gen and copywriting and content and video editing and this and this and this and this and this. And we do it for everybody, dog walkers and this person and personal chefs and gyms and financial advice. Like, ridiculous. And when I did follow up with a couple, like, I don't think one of those none of those agencies were doing $1 million a year, and few of them were even doing 6 figures a year, which is just a sign that it's like all of the old advice about how to do marketing and all of that, like, it's still being followed, which is silly. Like, we have to niche down and be specific. Okay, so back to my thing. So I like that you got a chat widget down there. That's cool. Would you like a demo? That's not bad. Trusted by companies of all sizes, from small enterprises to large. Small businesses, again, too big, too broad. Our services, too much. Like, too much. Reputation management alone is a multi-6-figure business a year. Okay? Just reputation management. Going in, getting more Google reviews, helping them rank higher by getting reviews and maybe some citations thrown in there. Like, multi-6 figures. I know, because we do this all the time. Strategy and consulting, harder to do, but like 7 figures. Made $1 million as a marketing consultant. That's still kind of what we're doing right now. AI stuff, multi-6 figures, if not 7 figures. Website builder, $1 million, high 6 figures. Like, we're just doing all of the things, which is impossible. Because what ends up happening is, not only do you now have to deliver all of these services, but also a client comes to that website and they're just like instantly overwhelmed. They don't know what half that stuff is, for the record. They don't know what an AI automation system is. They don't know about this. They don't know about that. Like, most small business owners are very, very good at running their businesses, and just, they don't know marketing. So yes, simplify, niche down. Okay. I think I've got like, man, I must have had like dozens and dozens of examples like that, but okay, let's keep going. This one's interesting. This is Jenny. We install smart outdoor LED lights for the exterior of homes, also known as permanent holiday light. Our target market, male, female homeowners between the ages of 25 and 70. Again, that's too big, but your target market's actually more narrow than that, as we're going to look at in a second. Number one question, how do I make my website rank for SEO? Is it the right track if I post more blogs, or do I need to make big changes? Okay, so number one, your target market is that broad demographically, but geographically, we're dealing with Calgary, right? So for anybody listening and they're like, well, I can serve men and women ages 25 to 70. The answer is no, you can't, unless you are like local, like a small local area, and you're offering a niche service. So this business, in your case, Jenny, you've got a smaller geographic area of Calgary. I don't know the population, but like south of 1 million. You've got a market in there of like homeowners, so that's smaller already. And then you've got like a third layer on top of it, which is like homeowners interested in some kind of holiday light installation thing. So a couple things. Number one is, if you want to rank higher, again, I won't say it all again because we went over a real quick SEO overview with the heritage culture thing just a few minutes ago. But like those are the steps to do it. So the next question is, are these the terms that people actually search for? Like when they go to Google and they type in holiday lights installer, are they typing in permanent holiday lights installer? Are they typing in Christmas lights? Are they typing in like, we need all of those terms on the page and in the headings and in the title and in the cover, all of the things. Blog posts aren't quite as good as like really thorough, in-depth pages. So it's like, again, let's look at the services page because that's probably one that would rank. Christmas lights removal in Calgary. So like this page should be fully built out, right? Like what does it mean? What's it about? How's it look? I might even go like Christmas lights installation and removal in Calgary. The other thing you can do is you could start creating mini location pages around. So it's like, oh man, I know I'm from BC, so I should know Calgary better. We're there every year. But it's like, all little areas around Calgary. Airdrie. There'd be like a page for Airdrie, and it would have like all information on Airdrie and Christmas lights there. And you would just have that under locations, and then you might have, 4 or 5 different location pages, and they would all link back, like you'd reference Calgary and link back to the main page. I don't think you need a massive overhaul here. I think you just need a lot more content on the page and a lot more information on it. And then, see what we're doing here. Maybe, again, I'm always trying to find ways to like minimize friction. So it's like, is there an easier way for them to get a quote? Can they, like, is there some kind of WordPress plugin or something else that we can do to get them that'll like automatically fill out their address? Like, do we need the phone number? Do we actually call them? A lot of people collect phone numbers and then don't call them, and that's silly. So either call them or remove it. The other thing that I would probably do is put in some kind of automatic forwarding for lead capture system for it. Actually, I'd probably do this with everyone. I forgot the website address. Hang on, I've got it linked up. Easy AI Agency, there we go. If you go to Easy AI Agency, this is just my link for high level, by the way, but it's got all my, snapshots and workflows and all of my marketing systems in it. So I would have it so that when someone like filled something out, I would automatically respond with like an SMS, a message to them, and then I would try to carry on the conversation about it and go from there. But yeah, I think you're on the right track. We just need more content. It's just like, we would call this thin content. The other thing is I would make sure that I was listed in like the local chamber of commerce, anywhere else that's going to provide a really valuable backlink to it. Okay. Oh, we're doing good. Thanos, good question and relevant. What do I think about sub-niches in niches? Would you say it's worth it? I'd say it's almost always worth it. Almost always niche down more. And again, like if we're looking for just a general piece of advice around when to do it, like if your business is doing less than 20 to 50 grand a month, like we need to niche down more. Like that's going to be the trick there, is like we just can't go as broad as we want to. We need to focus in on something more specific, because then someone's going to feel like, yeah, that's for me. This is what it's about. All right. Oh, I need the hat back on. The sun's coming in. I'm shading. I'm hiding from the light. Okay, let's keep going. I got a few minutes left. Okay, this one, actually, this one I just need to bring up just as like, again, a point. This is from Marco Espinal. Electronics, I sell them to the public. Why aren't they selling? Basically, make sure I've got the right one. What can I do to get sales? Yes, so share screen. So the reason that we're not getting sales again is because we are trying to be Best Buy, Amazon, Walmart. It's like we're trying to do all of these things, right? We're trying to sell cameras and pulse therapy devices and cameras and home appliances. It's like this is just not a sustainable business model at all. It's impossible because like you're never going to be able to focus in on one and build your business around that. You're always going to be out-competed and outbeat by the businesses that can literally afford to bleed themselves dry by selling it. So what I would do, again, same advice to any other e-com person here, pick the one thing that you're actually selling. Because on a website with like that many things, I'd be willing to bet a large sum of money that like 80% of your sales are coming from 20% of your products. And I'd be willing to push it further. It's like 90% of your sales are coming from 10%. And in fact, I'd probably even say like, there's probably one product there that's leading to all of your sales and the rest are just taking up space. And I would just build my entire business around that one thing. And then once I had it, then I would start finding tangentially related, fancy word of the day, things that are related and relevant to that thing that I could also sell as an upsell, a downsell, a cross sell. And then I could start to build out my business empire from it. But again, we just cannot do all of the things for all of the people. Specificity, focus, niche. Okay, this one's cool. We're gonna have to make time. All right, I'm gonna push through this. Because, this one, David Randstrom, selling SaaS to plumbers. I love me some SaaS. Big question. How can I improve? Not very specific, David, not very specific. How can you improve what? Sales, we'll go with. Here's how you can improve. You already know the answer. In fact, we should do like a pop quiz. Can anybody tell me if this is selling SaaS to plumbers, what is the number one thing that we could do right now to improve it? Anybody? You want to put it in the chat? I'll give you like 2 seconds as I take a sip of water here. I think there's a bit of a delay in the lag anyway, and then we'll answer it. But like it should be very, very obvious, right? And my hope here is to not just sort of like teach you to fish, or pardon me, not just give you the fish, but like teach you to fish. So that you can look at any piece of marketing and you're going to be able to know how to fix it, yourself included. Because it should be obvious. So I'll give you a second. What's one thing? All right, our timer's up. It doesn't say anything about plumbers at all. It says empowering businesses with websites and automation. What about we help plumbers get more leads. We help plumbers do this. We help plumbers do that. I don't mind purple. I think it's good. For a plumber though, I probably wouldn't go with purple. I might go orange. I might go blue. I might go a combination of blue and orange or blue and yellow or like black and red, possibly even yellow and black. But like I'd stay with the color theme. Get a high converting website for your business or for your plumbing business, right? Like none of this looks like a plumber. That dude right here doesn't look like a plumber. None of this is plumbing related. Targeted leads means more revenue for your business. How is it relevant to plumbers, right? What does this do? What are the benefits? Also, lorem ipsum. Let's fix that. So yeah, tons of stuff. But I think for anybody listening here, the big thing here is specificity. Who's it for? What's it about? All right. Can we do one more? Probably. Let's see. Okay, let's see. This one might be interesting because this is kind of like a LinkedIn specific question. So this is from Merv. Injection molding company serving companies like Philips, Bosch, Siemens. Love to get feedback on LinkedIn. How can we engage and get more clicks on LinkedIn? So I couldn't find LinkedIn actually. Oh, here it is. Let's go to your LinkedIn. So the way that you get more clicks and engagement and all of that on LinkedIn, unsurprisingly, is going to be here, right? right here. Who do you do it for? What are you doing? How does it work? All of that stuff. So but then again, actually, I've got an even bigger point. I might save you even more time and money here. If your clients are Philips, Bosch, Siemens, I don't think I shared my screen anyway. That doesn't matter. If those are your clients, like B2B outreach, that's your answer. Like LinkedIn content, sure, I guess so. But like you're selling probably high ticket, very expensive stuff. Like you're going to get significantly better ROI and results by LinkedIn in-mail, by getting their email, by calling, by direct mail possibly, by being specific with the people at the higher ups. The content I think is like a nice to have, but it is not my main strategy for any like mass, like very high ticket specific B2B business where we're going after these companies. You can still do it, and we can talk about that another day. I don't think it's worth our time right now. But like, yeah, direct outreach. Okay, let's see if I got one more. Automotive. I might even get one after that. Automotive module repair service. This is for Caesar. How to get sales. Again, oh yeah, I looked at this a lot. Okay, module repair lab, ECU instrument clusters. It's funny, I was looking through all this and I was like, is this B2B? Because like me, someone that doesn't know anything about cars, I was like, I don't know what this is or what it does. So again, we're back here. What are you doing? Who are you doing it for? How do you reach them? Where do you go? But like, I don't even know who the clients are for this kind of thing. So probably if you want inbound traffic, you're going to use some kind of search. So SEO is going to be fine, possibly Google search ads, but then we would need to run them to like a landing page, or direct outreach. Hey, do you have this kind of thing? Just letting you know this is what we do. If you ever have this kind of problem, just let us know, et cetera, et cetera. Then we can go and do all that. But yes, that's it. Oh, everybody's got wicked comments. Hang on. Let me come back to this for the plumbing thing. Good. Thanos, yes, mention plumbers. Actually put a picture of a plumber. Why should they trust you? Yep, also super important, right? We don't have a lot of these are also lacking social proof. Call it plumbers, mention plumbers, how you would help them. 100%, right on. Yes, exactly. Okay, let's go, and I think I've got one more here, and then we'll wrap it, because my family's coming back, and I'm not supposed to be on the computer this long. Okay, Henry, you've got a trailer rental company, mostly for small businesses, owner-operators. Number one question, what's the major improvement can be applied to the website? So let's share. The major things that I saw, and again, this is just like off the super top of my head because I haven't had a chance to like look into the target market, but I need to know, is this the term that they use and search for? So like, are they looking for dry van for rent? If they are, wicked, you're already doing the right things. Like that's perfect. I like that you have a phone number. I'd probably make it bigger. I'd probably put the phone number down here as well, below the call to action button. My experience is that a lot of people, especially in these industries, like to phone. They just want to talk to someone. They want to prove that you're a real business and they can get a hold of you. So I make the phone number bigger and more prominent. View all trailers is good. Pick up location. Again, I would be more specific here. Like, where would you like to pick up your trailer? I know it sounds obvious, but you'd be surprised. This is neat. That was good. I like that. I like that we have a video. I also like that it's down here, by the way, and not like right at the top, because most people will not watch the video. This is good that we've got them here with pricing and all of that. I think that's solid. That's good. The one thing I might add here is some kind of more social proof. Like, we have these here, but like between you and I know how to get press releases, right? So what I'd prefer is customer testimonials, ratings and reviews. Like, do we have a good Yelp rating or Trustpilot rating, or do we have just testimonials that we can share? This is good. That was all good. Yeah, I liked basically all of this. I looked at it on a mobile device as well, and overall I was impressed. So I think the main thing for me is, how do I add the main call to action and make it more prominent? So it's like, and for most people it's going to be, or most businesses like this, it's going to be a phone call. So it's like, can I make that phone number more prominent. Okay. All right, family, friends, that's a wrap. I'm off to go apply eye drops and stuff and things like that. Fantastic questions. Really, really impressed. I think if I have to leave you with one thing, I want it to be this. Feel free to screenshot it. Maybe I'll remove my funny looking pirate face for a second. Hang on, how do I get this to go in the middle? Yeah, take a look at this. The master plan and the rule of one. Commit it to memory, follow it, live by it, die by it, and good things will happen. Super, super important. This really is the secret to like everything that we talked about today. Most of the offers that you saw were just too broad. We can niche down. We need to be more specific about our target market, more specific about the offer that we're making. Why choose us? That's our form of differentiation and like really setting ourselves up. And unless your business is doing like millions of dollars, like we'll always benefit by being more focused on picking the ideal people that we can serve and solve their problems for. So with that said, have an amazing rest of your day, rest of your weekend, rest of your week, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, take care, everybody.